Welcome back to Bestmanmade. I'm your guy, Mac. Listen, someone sent in a comment question today, and they wanted to know, how do you get out the friend zone? Now, Vic, I gotta tell you, I'm glad you sent this in, but this is really a challenge, man, because I really don't know if you really can get out. But if there is a way to get out, your boy Mac is gonna help you do that. So let's go ahead and start it up. All right, so the friend zone is a tricky place to be. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone, right? Because you're kind of like in between. I mean, what are you? You're friends, but you want to be lovers. Now, here's the thing. That's kind of tricky. The reason why is because you have probably built time on becoming a friend. So let's go ahead and figure out like this. This is the process. This is what I think should take place if you find yourself in the friend zone and you want to become a little bit something more than that. The first thing to do is to identify what type of friend or friendship you have, right? If what you are with the significant other that you want to have be significant other is a friendship that you're like best friends, right? Let's say you guys are best friends and she tells you everything. She tells you about all the guys she likes. She tells you about all the movies she likes. She tells you about the time she got embarrassed. She tells you about things that she hates. Almost TMI in a lot of ways. She tells you too much. See, when that happens, you got a lot of trust built up there as a friend, okay? And I think, honestly, getting out of that part of a friend zone may not be possible. Okay, let's say you're not that. Let's say you are really, really good friends, okay? And she tells you most of the things that she probably doesn't tell most people. So she might confide in you things that she likes, things that she doesn't like, but she doesn't really talk about other guys, or she doesn't really talk about, you know, certain things that might embarrass her. So there's a sense of she doesn't want to tell you everything, and there may be something there. Just don't know for sure. Something else you could be, which people are, and they always have been, is let's say you are friends with benefits. You already know what that is, right? You're friends and you, if you're that kind of friendship, if you have that kind of friendship with benefits, it's a lot easier to kind of get out of that friendship zone. And a lot of times, she may want you to get out of that friendship zone as well. Like I just mentioned those 3 different ones, if you are that first one, the best friends thing, you can forget it. It probably won't happen. If it does happen, that's something she's gonna address, and you gotta just go along with that. But if not, that's exactly what you guys are, and that's how she sees you, as just a best friend. Now, if you're a good friend or you're a friend with benefit, it's promising. You might just get out of the friendship zone. The next thing you need to do is you gotta find a way to be straightforward. You gotta just come at it. See how that's straight? You gotta just come at it directly. Because when you're direct, you leave no place for, like, you know, does he really mean this? Does he mean that? No, you gotta be very, very direct, very sincere about it. Don't go out for drinks. That's not gonna happen. You don't need to be in a drinking, partying type of mindset. You need to be in a very clear mindset when you can say exactly what you wanna say, the way you wanna say it. So I would suggest you find some time, you go out during the day. During the night, during the day, don't even have any distractions. No food, no drink, no music, no nothing. You're just out. And then you just say, listen, you know what? We've been friends for a very long time and I love it, man. You know, I really love what we've built together. And, you know, I really want to make it something bigger than just this. You know, I'm not even going to get into all this. See, sometimes people do this. They tell you, they're trying to tell you something and they give you way too many words. Now, as you can see, I'm a little loquacious. Is that the word? If it's not, I'm gonna cut that. I think it's loquacious. But if when you're talking to somebody, you wanna tell them something direct, and you wanna be very, very open and very clear, you gotta make it short and sweet, man. You know, find what you gotta say it, be done with it. We've been friends for quite some time. I wanna go ahead and move it into something bigger than that. What? Hey, I want you to be my woman. You know, I've built up enough trust with you, we've built up a lot of, you know, history with you. I don't wanna be in this friend zone. That's not what I see for us. All right? Now, if you do that thing, you gotta be very careful. Because let's say this whole thing blows up in your face. Give it some time. Don't say, listen, I don't want you to feel stressed right now. I don't want you to feel like you have to say something to me about this right now. Give it some time. We'll talk about it later, you know? So if you do say this to her, of course, make sure this is towards the end of your day or whatever you're gonna do, but just give us some time. Sometimes you just don't wanna feel like you're gonna be, people don't wanna feel like they're pressured to say yes or no. Now, she might off the bat say, yeah, I'm totally with that. Let's do that. Then honestly, I would say, okay, cool, and kind of still end the date a little bit, or end the time a little bit, and the next time you see him, kind of start moving towards that. Now, in that time period, if she's not feeling the way that you hoped she would feel, you have to be willing to sacrifice your friendship for this. That's how trill you gotta be about this emotion. You gotta be willing to sacrifice your friendship. Because if it's not gonna work out and she does not see you that kind of way, then it's a wrap. You cannot continue to be friends with this person and you feel that way. Now, sometimes people are gonna say, oh, that's not true, Matt. I've done that. Well, you know, you might be, hey, that might be you. I can't say that, but I'm gonna just tell you from my experience, it's hard to continue being friends with somebody if you have a romantic inclination towards them. You're gonna have to choose how you're gonna go forward, right? If she says, hey, look, let's have that relationship, let's go ahead and build into a romantic type of thing, that's cool, that's perfect. You in there, you out the friend zone. But if she kind of acts like, man, I feel awkward, you put me in a situation where I don't really feel like I wanna do that, well, guess what? You gotta choose. And if you gotta choose, you gotta go ahead and say, listen, this is the way I feel, I guess we just can't be friends anymore. Because I'm not gonna sit around here acting like I'm not in love with you. Like I don't want you, because I do. And this is what you do, this is what you have to do. Because if you don't, you're just being a little kid. You're acting like a little boy. And like we all know, boys are born, but men are made. We'll see you next time. You think it's gonna work out, right? But when you fall, hit your face on the ground, and it's a wrap. And it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about letdowns or disappointments. No, I'm talking about failure. On the ground, you know, you out type of stuff, right? I'm talking about hurt. It's gonna do exactly that. It is gonna hurt. But that's when you learn something.